Welcome to Shadow Empress Tarot. I am a messenger of the Most High with the power to travel through the shadow realms. I am here to guide you through spiritual warfare so you can achieve your soul's desires. What you need to know is God is my guide, truth is my religion, and my channel is intense shadow work. So if you are mentally or emotionally unstable, you've been warned. What's up, Shadow Gang? Let me fix this a little bit. Jeez. My bad. Oh, yeah. With the reading that's on my table, Spirit really put me to work. I mean, literally school. Like, this was a lot. Like, they had told me to put together like an understanding of ancestry and the body, because a lot of people don't know. So if you have not read the community post, I recommend that you read that before this reading, but you can read it after the reading. It's not like you're not going to understand it, but the post on the community board was directed by the ancestors to post before this reading. So I would recommend that you read that. I mean, it's part of the reading. Before I get started, I like to thank everyone, all the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the donations. I really appreciate you. I got notes and all kinds of stuff out here. Spirit really put me to work on this reading. But y'all, this reading is going to go straight to hell at the end. And I literally was screaming throughout this reading, especially at the end, because what's at the end is literally a depiction in the cards of a download I got maybe like a year and a half ago. Maybe two. By this guy that I worked with. His ancestors gave me this download to explain something to me, but also as a gift. To this day, this download that was given to me by this guy's ancestors almost drove me nuts. I'm glad that I was by the ocean when I got it. Literally, I was praying to God, like, God help me, God help me. Why y'all doing this to me? Why y'all doing this to me? I was in tears. I literally ran up a mountain because I needed to get my shit together. And Spirit let that download run in me for a minute, and then they shut it down so I can get my shit back together. Let me bless this place so we can get started, because it's a lot. If you are positive, you better bless this place. If you are negative, you better get up out my face. If you are positive, you better bless this place. If you are negative, you better get up out my face. Y'all. Spirit really be testing me, y'all. Spirit is going to continue the lesson on ancestry, how it works, what it means, and to answer questions that you've had for a long time. And the question that this reading starts off on is why? Why all my life I've had to fight. This is what this is giving me. All my life I've had to fight. I've had to protect myself. Spirit is going to tell you. You want to know why you feel like this a lot of the time. It's like you're constantly in a fight. There's a part of you that's still in the space of gratitude, but you're still in darkness. It's still extremely tough. This picture right here, I don't know, I was like, leak. This is a bird, but it's like a slug bird. And it's like you know that you're moving, but you feel like you're moving extremely slow. And not only are you moving extremely slow, you're moving in the darkness. You're navigating through the clouds, but still you're connected to your heart. And anybody that's connected to their heart in this reality won't give up. If you have to fight all your life, that's what you're going to do. But Spirit wants to shed a light, further shed a light on this energy that you feel. I have the storyboard cards here, and I'm going to read them across. This is the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. If I swear to God, I got an eyelash in my eye and I cannot see it. I couldn't see it before this video, but I might have to stop it because I need my eyeballs. So it says, you discover you can breathe underwater. Where will you explore? The next one is, you're on a ship sailing uncharted waters. What do you discover? Now, these first two energies, this is giving me Pisces energy. Underwater and above water. We can say this is emotions, but on a deeper level, that Pisces energy is what is unseen. What's in the imagination. The spiritual. Swimming the spiritual waters. And Spirit is saying, they're trying to teach you how to swim above and under water. In regards to your ancestry. A childhood teacher reappears. What do they tell you? You master this. Discovering you can breathe underwater. Where do you explore? You're on a ship sailing uncharted waters. What do you discover? You will discover teachers in your bloodline. Your first childhood teachers is always, it should be, your bloodline. Well, regardless, even if it's parents abandoning you, They have taught you something. But if you master this, being able to tap into the spiritual in regards to your ancestry, you will start to learn something. Your childhood teachers, your ancestors will appear to teach you something. You find a time capsule, what is inside. Now, this is where that post starts. You find what's inside of that time capsule is the key, the vibration of you and your ancestors. You find the key, the vibration of your ancestors from way back. And when you find that key, and you will understand why I'm calling this the key when you read that post, is you will learn how to rise above the fray. When I saw this, I literally got rise above the fray, and I was called to get the definition, even though I know that definition. Spirit wanted me to write it. Rising above the fray means to remain uninvolved or detached from heated arguments, conflict, or disagreement. Essentially staying calm and not getting caught up in drama or chaos happening around you. You learn how to rise above the fray that's being reflected to you from the vibrations of your ancestors, of the lower ancestors. Because before we can rise above the fray, we have to master what's below the fray. The challenges, so that you can get to your true self, your talents, so you can speak your truth because you know yourself. You're given the chance to right a wrong. What do you do? And you can right these wrongs. Envy and defeat. Now, when I saw envy, this is not like the envy that we constantly pick up on these karmics, where they like crazy as hell trying to wear your skin and shit. This is the lower levels of envy, of that, like, everybody else is progressing, why not me? And then whenever you feel that level of envy, you got to pull that back really fast and say, like, we're all, I mean, because it's true, we're all on different journeys, and comparison is the thief of joy. By tapping into your ancestry, the vibration of your ancestry, you can remedy this, the feeling of envy and defeat. Like, I try and try and try and still nothing. Tapping into the vibration, the keys of your ancestry will give you a second chance at healing this. It'll give you a second chance, and the ancestors a second chance. Let me put this up for y'all. Defeat, and here the Aurora Borealis is the spiritual meaning of that, is one of the spiritual meanings is the ancestors. You get to help the ancestors right their wrongs, and turn their defeats into wins. Clarifying this is when you can do that, when you can tap into the keys of your ancestry, the vibrations, and solve the lower ones and raise that vibration, you will start to tap into the delicacies of your ancestry, the best of it. This is giving me, as far as energy is concerned, this is giving me the ones who had the strongest and best talents. This is giving me the best, tastiest steak that was cooked to perfection. This is giving me let her cook. The ones in your ancestors that let her cook. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, this reading is actually a continuation of the other one. Spirit is saying, when you're able to, and see, this is the whole thing. You can tap into your ancestry in different ways, but Spirit is sending out the call for you to do the spiritual work. Like, in order to tap into this, because like you can get sending your DNA and they can tell you what region you're from. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's where, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't. Like, they can come from Mars for all you know. You just want to know, when they were on Mars, what is the vibration that they had? What did they do? What did they learn? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's the least of your worries. That's like the shell. That's the shell. You want to know what's in that box, right? The candy is inside. You can look at the package all damn day. You feel what I'm saying? So Spirit, a lot of people, like, you know, ain't out there, or out there. It's not about that life, that spiritual life. You can tap into this by meditating, asking your ancestors. Like meditation and stuff is recommended in this reading. Like me, I practice magic, so I'm in that realm. I swim those waters. And I sail those waters. If you want to tap into this, then I suggest you don't have to practice the craft, but you do need to, it's recommended to practice the techniques of the craft, which is things like meditation, visualization, reflection. This is why they said you're on a ship sailing uncharted waters. What do you discover? You discover you can breathe underwater. Where do you explore? When you do things like meditation, visualization, reflection, you are in fact in the waters. And you will discover things there about yourself, about your vibration, and the vibration of your lineage. So Spirit, the ancestors, has this reading on my table as a call. This is a call for you to do the work. For you to open the time capsule and find the best of them and take notes. Take notes. when you're doing this work about what the ancestors come to you and say. You'll be in the waters, admiring them, taking note, taking pictures of what you find out about them. With this being in the shadows and the darkness, this could be your energy and theirs. I'm getting from this that a lot of us in the collective feel some type of way about our family. But Spirit is saying for a lot of you, there is something to love there. If you can do the work, if you're willing to ride the waters and do the work. Here's another card. The reason why you should read the post. Spirit wants to explain to you about your family. I'm really getting here that a lot of people legit don't like their family for real. And Spirit wants to say, because a lot of you, me included, I won't say completely because I can see where my mom and my dad had to get together, what they had in their bloodline each. When I was able to dig, I was able to use the best of my dad's bloodline to open up my mom's. My dad bloodline, they have really strong minds. And my mom, their mind is kind of weak as far as like, not like in smarts, but like depression and stuff would take over their minds. And I was able to use my dad's bloodline in order to fight the demon in my mother's bloodline, which is depression. But a lot of you feel some type of way about your family because the match between the two of them was beta, inferior. It was an inferior match. You like, with this card, I really recommend that you read that post. The match of your mother and your father linking up to share files in order to create a new computer. We are biological computers. And when we have children by another, that's the way of sharing files. Just like you will already hear, even if a child does not come out of it, the act of having sex with another person is, you'll share files. They'll say, you inviting that person's energy into your body. You're already doing that. And then when a child is conceived, like, not only just the energies in your body, but it links up in order to create a new vessel for a soul to inhabit. A lot of us feel some type of way about our families because it was, in fact, an inferior match with this beta. That's the T. And you were born from this. It's my party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Man, a lot of us don't have good memories of the results of this match. And we just want to burn it all down. A lot of people in the collective, I was so sad when I read this row. A lot of people in the collective don't get along with their family to the extent that a lot of you actually celebrate your birthdays alone with a pet. A lot of you, pets are families, but like legit, there's a lot of people in the collective that this is what's up. It's you and your animal and you don't care. Or you try not to care. You would rather celebrate moments like this alone. Because where you came from, there was only conflict. There was no love there. And you're like, basically, now that you're grown, you just want to hide from it. Give me a second, y'all. Here's another depiction of rising above the fray, rising above the coldness of your beginnings, of your family. I was guided to look for the walrus. One of the spiritual meanings of the walrus is motherhood. Because how you grew up was like this, you've had to rise above the fray, rise above the coldness, and mother yourself. Spirit says, don't be upset with the way that you grew up. It has helped you build resilience. It was reflecting a lot of souls in your bloodline back to you, a lot of them, because of this inferior match. Two bloodlines getting together that needed a lot of work. So in your reality, there was a lot of negativity being reflected to you. But you're strong. And look, what's here is there was no balance. A lot of us grew up in spaces where there wasn't any balance, just extremes. Like succulents are found in like extreme environments that lack water, a lot of heat. And this is also extreme. Eskimos, walruses, penguins, they live in extreme conditions. Hot and cold, but very little balance. You have survived that. And it has taken a lot of patience. And it's frustrating. It feels like all my life I had to fight. It has you feeling like a little slug bird. Like you flying nowhere fast or something. Well, flying nowhere slow. I mean, because it's taken so much time. and you feel like you're still not where you want to be. Clarifying this yield is the Fool. And this particular Fool, it says, lose 10,000 XP. If losing that much XP would cause you to lose a level, instead, lose just enough to remain at your current level. So you was being reflected with so many challenges from your bloodline as well as your soul. And it's like every time you took the Fool's journey, you would either lose a level, or you would survive it, but you would still be in the same spot. Learning about the reflections of your ancestors has, in fact, been a slow process. The Fool's journey has been extremely debilitating. The Spirit said it wasn't completely debilitating. Your movement has been slow, but you've gained skills that are extremely valuable to you. Resilience and empathy. Empathy just not for other people, but for yourself, and empathy in regards to being empathic. It connected to you, to your spirituality. Esper is a powerful empath. The insectoid Esper can sense the emotions of others. She abhors violence, but will rise to the occasion to protect those she deems worthy. The secret of Esper is an exile from her hive, banished by her father because she refused to take part in their violent beast hunts. You are different from the others in your family. You are the black sheep. You are the chosen one. The one that is chosen to raise the vibration of your bloodline. She could feel the animal's overwhelming pain and chose to leave rather than perpetuate it. And the cards say this: you'd rather stay away from your family. You would rather celebrate birthdays and holidays and things like that because you don't want to be a part of them perpetuating their low vibrations. You want to move. Many times you have started again. And in a sense, you feel that as a weakness, but it really developed a strength. You being able to step away from the ways of your family, even if it meant them exiling you from the hive. The need to learn these lessons is what blocked you from getting into the data, into the memory files of your highest ancestors. This is like in video games. You got to fight the beast before you can go to the next level. Scanthrax. These are like a representation of the energies that you have to defeat before you can get to where you need to get to, as far as tapping into the higher vibrational files in your body. Scanthrax is an apparition from the world beyond worlds. It is rumored that Scanthrax is capable of mind controlling vast numbers of people simultaneously. In fact, most people can say they have felt its touch at one time or another. Disturbed by a pending incursion from the world beyond worlds, Scathrax has planned an elaborate scheme to manipulate promising would-be adventurers into the heroes of epic power. Scathrax has the stats of a mind flayer, arcanist, except he may treat dominant monster as having range of anywhere. So these are the demons that you had to fight in your bloodline. Like, because these are files that open, these files, they immediately come into your mind, and you have to find mind control over these lower vibrational files in your system. I'm telling y'all better go read that post. That has been the block for these files to be open and for you to get mental control over them. You get mental control over them. Your mind guides your actions, basically your actions, the choices that you make. Spirit is saying a lot of people fail this and they end up in the void. Your soul is ripped from your body and contained in an object. You cannot be restored to your body without the object. And what's the object? Here, right now in this reading, the object is knowledge. The knowing. The object is your mind. You cannot get out of the void. You cannot pass go without control over your own mind. A lot of us have demons running through our genetic framework, our genetic programming, that our mind has to sift through. A lot of us unknowingly, because we don't have control over our minds, we unknowingly resurrect programs that we don't want to. Revenant. Resurrect one dead character. One aspect of their personality is permanently changed. And we take on lower characteristics of our ancestors without having the proper control over our minds. Big ass brain. Are we going to control that ourselves, or let the demons of the matrix control that? Because it's everything. Why do you think they want to control our minds so bad? Why do you think they control the news and the internet and the food and all this? Because this is important. Knowledge is power. Mind control is power. Power over minds. The ability to lead minds is power. We all know that. But when we don't, we get sucked into the void, and at random, we awaken certain ancestors within our bloodline. Constantina, it is said this traveling fortune teller is able to contain the souls of the dead, that she possesses within herself many consciousnesses, each with their own dark desires. Without control over our minds, we end up waking up these ancestors to be reflected back to us. Constantina's psyche contains 13 spirits, including a stuttering vampire hunter, a strangled prince, a foppish viscount, twin prize fighters, a baldy cathouse madam, and more. Same with us. We contain many, many characters in our bodies, through our blood, through our DNA, through our hard drives in our body. We better be careful what we waking up. There is part of our life where we really don't have control over it. It's the start. We gotta learn from it. And the more we learn from it, if we are in fact learning from it, we will gain mind control sooner than later, and we won't keep repeating these cycles where we always gotta fight. We'll be able to transform with mind control when we can control the files within us. This is how we become warriors. This is how we transform into spiritual warriors. And you know what they say, as above, so below. You become mastery in the spirit, which will allow you to become a master, a fighter, a warrior in the physical. You transform from this into this. Here's another one about family. Peter, once heir to a wealthy family, Peter was disowned for his close friendship with an elf, and his friend was killed. He now spends his time seeking the familiar magics forbidden to him by his father, the wicked Duke. Spirit is saying, this is how you get to the knowledge of your bloodline that was forbidden to you. The forbidden magic. Peter has the stats of a cult fanatic. In addition, he may cast animate dead once per day. You tap into this forbidden magic of yourself. The forbidden knowledge, the forbidden magic of your bloodline, the magician, what they created here. You will be, he's able to cast the animate dead once per day. You can call on their knowledge at will. They will all be at your disposal. And a lot of us, we have an orchard, an abundant orchard of top-notch ancestors and knowledge in our DNA. Give me a second. That had many talents. Paula, the elegant songstress, commands a high price to perform, but is currently distressed by a blackmail scandal involving the potential plagiarism of her most popular song. You have many people in your bloodline with awesome talents. Like when you have things like, people say stuff like, I've always wanted to learn the guitar. Why do you think that's over the years, over your life, it constantly comes up? Like, dang, I want to do the guitar. I want to play the guitar. You've been wanting to learn how to do the guitar since you were 10. But you're like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got the money of that. That's your ancestors inside of you calling for you to pick that up so you can open that file. Like, one of the things I did, it was like, I want to start a garden. I want to start a garden. Y'all, I swear, I bought books because it was like, it would just nudge at me, like over the years, like constantly. And so much so that I started to buy gardening books. But do you know, me being wrapped up in my life, constantly going through these patterns, it took me a while. It took till COVID. I've had books that I bought up in here that have been sitting in my house for like 8 years. And then COVID came and I realized that I have a really, really powerful green thumb. I just throw shit in the dirt and it'll grow. That's why it was calling to me. We can't be ignoring this. We got to tap into it. And with this, she commands a high price to perform, but is currently distressed by a blackmail scandal involving the potential plagiarism of her most popular songs. This, for me, is just the unclean viruses in your bloodline prevents this from showing up in your reality. Prevents this from you tapping into it. Like, for real, this is what comes next. Because this is what's running through your bloodline, stopping you. You have to, this is like the Super Mario Brothers, or those games where you gotta beat the monster before you can get through the door. You gotta beat the monster before you can get to the next level. Shin Munsa. Shrouded in mystery, Munsu goes by many names. The Dark Wanderer, the King of Liars, the Living Blade. Folklore suggests he only appears immediately before calamity. Folklore aside, Munsu is the tried and true god of death. He takes great pleasure in his work. This fool is karma. The karma running through your bloodline like, viruses. We are a biological computer. This is a computer virus of the matrix we got to clear out. The Undead Lord of Blades. Munsu has the stats of an Aranese, which is, Aranese is literally the Furies, but I got my laptop here to read that. It says, the Aranese were 3 goddess-like figures responsible for avenging crimes, particularly those against family and the natural order. dwelling in the underworld. The Erinyes, the Furies, this thing has the stats of an Erinyes. Avenging crimes. The Erinyes were tasked with punishing individuals who committed crimes, your ancestors, those ancestors that committed crimes, especially those against family members. For example, matricide, patricide, fratricide, or those who violated oaths or assaulted the gods. They were seen as protectors of the family bonds and the natural order of the cosmos, punishing those who violated them. Munsa is a reflection of the karma in your bloodline why you can't get to this. Give me a second, y'all, and bury my cards. Oh, there it is. Because we still on the first card. And we got 9 cards plus an overall and an exposure. I told y'all it was going to be long, so. Give me a second. Okay. So now that you know, here goes the birthday cakes again. About what you learn about your birth date, your birth. And let me, hold on. Here we go. The synchronicities of this card just had me screaming the whole time. Now that you know, we got this again. Who you were born to. Now it's time for you to think, whose shoes are you skating in? What ancestors are you tapping into? It's time for you to think about that. It's time for you to reflect on that. It's time for you to reflect on what with this newspaper on his head. We got the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. The 5 of Swords, fear, shapeshifter that transform into what the person is afraid of. What are you thinking? What are you thinking is what you're tapping into, what you're shape-shifting into out of the files. Those are the files that you're opening in your bloodline, in your DNA. It's time for you to reflect on that. Because some of us out here, our minds, our thoughts are in such a low vibration. We're tapping into the people in our bloodline that were like mentally ill and betrayers at the 7 of Swords. And maybe I'll kill you. Maybe I won't. The angriest of our bloodline. This is what we've been tapping into. Without this knowledge, without this consciousness, without this awareness. The 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. These are the files that we're opening up and injecting into our RAM. RAM. And y'all got to read that post. The random information. Clarifying, this 7 of Swords is pyrite. It says, help shield you from the harmful effects that technology can have on the mind and body. You got to protect yourself from this. Technology, you got to know that you are biological technology. And you got to control your mind to shield your mind and your body from this darkness, from opening up these files. And Spirit is giving us what we need to protect ourselves from, some of the thoughts that we entertain that opens up these files for lower things to be reflected in our reality. Spirit is saying, envious of your money and career. You think about how you don't have enough money, how you don't like your job, and stuff like that. This opens up these files. When you're in battle with your significant other and you're thinking lower vibrational thoughts about them, that is opening negative files in your DNA. Your significant other is sending you negativity, and you engage in this when you don't rise above the fray. This opens negative files. Another thing that opens them is your closest friends hold grudges against you. What opens them is you allowing low vibrational friendships, low vibrational social groups in your energetic field. It starts to pop open low vibrational files within your ancestry for it to be reflected back to you. So just say, in your ancestry there was a thief, or in your ancestry you had somebody that allowed people to run over them and to steal from them and stuff, and you don't know this person that's a close friend that's in your energy is of a low vibration, and then all of a sudden you start like having money problems and stuff. You start not being able to like think of like ways to get you out of problems and stuff like that. Because this friend might be low vibrational, like a lazy ass bitch, and you spending a lot of time with them. So then all of a sudden you like, man, I don't have passion to do my creative gifts anymore. I know I need a job, but I don't have the passion to get up and look for one today. That's because you got some low vibrational relationships in your energy, and that it will reflect more of that back to you. Like, the auric fields will combine and it will get you out of vibration to open certain files, the lower ones. These thoughts, being around negative people, is that 9 of Swords, that spiritual warfare we be talking about, that chokes with this fish, chokes and eat up your intuition. It chokes and eats up your empathy for yourself and others. A lot of people go through this stuff and they let it suck them into the void, and they lose themselves. They let the lower vibrational things that happen to them change them for the worst. All of this stuff energetically is spiritual attacks. It's the 9 of Swords. It's the worry. Worry, looking at yourself in a low vibration, like, damn, I ain't shit. I work at McDonald's and stuff. Like, no, don't look at yourself like that. You are opening yourself to spiritual attacks. You're letting the demons in this reality and the demons in your bloodline run shit. We got to learn how to control our mind. The tarot tells us that. We start at the fool's journey when we come into here. And the first thing that starts to develop is our mind at the magician. How we develop our mind at an early age is really going to be the foundation of what we manifest in our lives. And if we don't get control of that, this is all we see. Clarifying spiritual attack. It's the Six of Cups. That's what we open up from the past. We start sitting down and having a little talk with the lowest of us, with the lowest of our ancestors. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to close. Look, Australia might be significant for somebody. We are supposed to close the cycle of this, of exchanging energies, because like we're our own soul, despite of what ancestry we are in, we come in here with our own file cabinets of our soul. And this is why we got to find our true self. Because when we know who our true self is, we close the cycle on this, tapping into the lowest of the past in our ancestry, exchanging energy with souls that are apples and oranges to us. Like you're the apple, that negative ancestor is an orange. That's not what you want to do. You want to close the cycle on that, and you want to exchange energy with another apple. You feel what I'm saying? With another apple, another ancestor with a lot of knowledge. You want to tap into, with the judgment reverse, the ancestors that don't have or didn't build up a lot of karma, that has stability, that can, instead of being apples and oranges, you can blend energies and information with them for stability at the Four of Wands. And they can tell you which way to go at the Page of Wands. They can tell you which way to go. And exchanging with them is a whole feast. It's an equal exchange. You move beyond the apples and oranges. You get the best of your ancestors. You tap into the ancestors that could tell you where to go at the Six of Swords with this passport. And when they tell you where to go, they'll tell you where to go quickly at the 8 of Wands. This is the sorting hat in Harry Potter. Sorts magicians in their proper place. You'll go to where you belong. Quickly. Quicker. Clarifying this 8 of Wands is the whirlpool and the alarm clock and the eclipse. Tapping into the right ancestors will allow you to travel through time. Their time and yours. It will allow you to travel to a different timeline, a higher timeline. The whirlpool. Use this card to invite one or more players to join your dream narrative. The alarm. Use to abruptly end your dream narrative and pass the turn to the next player. This is what they mean by legacy. You get to your dream narrative, you'll have something to pass to your ancestors when they come back too. When they come back through the portal and be born through your bloodline. We got the eclipse occurs. Does it change the dream? And I got the eclipse, and we coming up on the eclipse. Where's the eclipse on this paper? Okay. Eclipse represents change. It blends light and shadow, prompting a new spiritual path and enhancing intuition. I'm feeling in this current time, this reading is in fact timeless, but we are getting this reading right before an eclipse, and this reading is given during this time, not by coincidence. What has happened in the sky with that planet alignment and this eclipse coming up is big energy. I encourage the collective to ride these energetic waves. They do not return. Especially of those of us that practice, you're supposed to be riding this energy, right? It is an opportunity to open the safe, the information that has been blocked from you. It is an opportunity to move on from the guilty in your bloodline. Did you learn your lessons? It is an opportunity to move on from the guilty in your bloodline and the demons in your bloodline that you've been battling at the 5 of Wands. It's time to slay all of them for once and for all. Slay the dark creatures of your bloodline. Slay them. You control your mind. They have to be obedient to you and leave. This reading is really telling us how to exorcise the demons. how to exercise the low vibrational energy within us. Because a lot of us, we didn't know. We didn't know what we were fighting. We had no idea that we were sick. Spirit says it's time for us to eat. It's time for us to celebrate with the best of our ancestors. It is not time to give up. It's not time to give up. It's time for us to continue to fight and be committed to it. Like, y'all really need to read that post. It's time for us to get in tune, to raise our vibration, to get the key. Like in that post, I'm telling you, the key that Spirit talks about is the vibration. The vibration, the musical key. It's time for us to be committed to fight for this. Spirit says it's an art. Spirit started this reading with the waters above and below. It's an art to navigate this. The waters, also the cups in tarot, represent the arts, creativity. It is an art. Learning how to tap into your ancestors, the knowledge of your ancestors. This one goes with this too. That's how I know it was the ancestors. We got wedding, book, and time. It's an art to tap into this. And when you do, if you do, tap into the higher vibrational ones, you in fact connect and help the lower vibrational ancestors. Because see, that's the problem. They're strangers. They're disconnected. You connect all of them. You balance the light and the darkness in your ancestry. Your ancestors are always around watching this. You doing this, connecting the lower vibrational ancestors with the higher vibrational ancestors, allows them to break free from past karmas, and they can come in here when they are born in here with a better chance. What is on my board being able to do this is that type of shit that makes the ancestors happy and shout for joy. Boy, when we get to the end of this reading, y'all don't even know. It makes the ancestors happy when you find the key. Y'all got to read that post. Because we come in here unconscious. And when we get to the right vibration, they could hand us to the key to the best of them. I keep saying. And you heal your house. All of them. your ancestry through you, and you ending that and starting new traditions and new ways of being, turns your house from this to this. Something to be proud of. Legacy. Generational wealth. It's going to be a long one, y'all. Okay. So, where is that at? Where did I write it? So, clarifying this house is this card. And this morning, before I started, I looked at this card again. And this card has come out a lot. And look, you see that name right there? Spirit works. Spirit works in mysterious ways. So I'm like, what name is that? Is that the artist? So I just, typed it up. I didn't find that exact last name, but it was a last name similar to this girl named Aubrey. And she actually looked exactly like this. And this lady is some type of movie star. She's been in a couple movies. I didn't write down the movies because that's irrelevant. But it says, Audrey, this is clarifying this. And this is giving me the Six of Swords with the ships in the background. It says, Audrey decided to prioritize her family life and her own artistic pursuits over Hollywood. Hollywood, in its explanation, is the illusion. So this person that I looked up that looks exactly like this lady, she was in Hollywood and she was making a lot of money and fame in Hollywood. She decided that it wasn't for her. Like the pressures and the illusion or whatever, she decided to focus on her family and her artistic pursuits. Instead of being in the illusion, she decided to work on her ancestry. I thought that was extremely crazy that I found that right before the reading. So you can do this too. Instead of being stuck in the illusion of nothingness. Just stuck in the illusion of nothingness, letting the time pass you by. It's time to do what she did and follow your intuition. Follow the guidance that the ancestors are giving you. Like in the last reading, stake your claim. Stake your claim for you and yours. And when you do this, you will move a lot faster. Because you'll be tapping into the higher vibrational ancestors and the knowledge they acquired during their lifetime. This is big, having the knowledge of the best of you in order to move forward and open portals. Give me a second, y'all. We have the Father of Coins. And the coins, the pentacles, they definitely could be the body. Spirit is saying, and this is another reason why, you know, you can get diagnosed with something like, oh, you won't be able to walk, you got lupus, you got this or that. And the medical science says what it says, like, you're going to be debilitated, life is going to be extremely hard for you. But when you actually do the work, the shadow work on yourself, you can heal a lot of you got things going on with your body and stuff. You can heal a lot of it. Like, one reader that I like, I believe, she hasn't said it, but I mean, she don't have to. She be reading demons sometimes. What's her name? I think she's a gray witch. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. The Oracle of Lilith. She often talks about when she had lupus. Is it lupus she had? I'm sorry. Oracle of Lilith, if you see this, my bad. But a lot of pain in her body. She couldn't get it. She tells the story how she couldn't get out of the bed and the doctors this and that. And she started doing the work. And by her doing the work, doing her shadow work, her body healed tremendously. A lot of us out here got things going on in our bodies because of our ancestors. There's so much shadow energy of our ancestors in our body that it has debilitated us. It has, with Spirit Team, I clarified this, the ancestors, angel spirit guides, got your back, and then it has altering your values and morals on making life decisions. And so basically, tapping with this being a father, I would say this is the higher, making wishes. It will assist in doing this shadow work. You'll realize that you start to heal things in your body, and you start to heal a lot of the mental illnesses that you have. If it's depression, if you've been diagnosed with bipolar, schizophrenia, things like that, those are demons. And when you actually do the hardcore shadow work, you become the Father of Coins, the master of your bloodline. Someone who can make wishes and it come true. Not just because this is the coins, because you did the work. The earth element is consistency because you stayed consistent. You stayed consistent to heal the darkness of your ancestry. Spying on you as part of their daily routine. I clarified this. I was laughing. You got the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. Look, buried. Your ancestors are with you. Your ancestors spy on you on a daily. This is your ancestors. The 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. They spy on you and help you work on yourself. This 3 of Pentacles is also giving me the 6 of Pentacles. They work on you so that you can work on them. So that the best could be harvested from the bloodline. And so your wheel of fortune can change. Instead of demonic energy, heartbreak, blocks, sadness at the top of your wheel, you can turn the wheel and look what's going to be at the top, the star. So you can reach your north node and your star power. Look, through what? Here goes the 2 fish. I said that Pisces energy at the beginning of the reading. Being underwater and above water. When it comes to controlling the knowledge in your genetics. Allowing the ancestors to teach you. Spirit says, tap into your intuition. That's where they communicate with you. It says you already tap into your intuition. You already know who this person is. That's how you will find out about your ancestors. That's why in the beginning, with that water energy coming out, I'm like meditation, reflection, it requires this. And working through that darkness, you'll find out exactly who they are. And I'm telling you, giving your genetics, your blood to 3andMe or whatever the hell it's called, ain't gonna do it for you. That's gonna just tell you about the shell of you. You already know that. We want the contents of that shell. I mean, it's nice to know that you come from right here in this part of Africa or over there, but like, if you got African descent, you can look at, that shit looking in the mirror. The fuck? But what it ain't gonna tell you is what we talking about today. I mean, sometimes visiting the lands that your ancestors are from will spark that. But it will only spark that if you're in this space. You can go to Africa all day and it won't tap into nothing because you haven't worked on your intuition and connecting to that water energy. Tap into your intuition. Will tap into your ancestors. And it will help you work on the negativity. They will help you work on the negativity and the anger you have in regards to the quality of life that you're living at this time. Tapping into your intuition and working on this energy will help you have even stronger intuition. It will get you into the state of empowerment because this gift will be so strong, you won't have those fears, of not knowing where to go or what to do because you know that you're being guided. You'll know the truth. And it will allow you to recuperate, to rest, to heal, and to take action through what's in your mind. And hopefully you're taking the information of this reading and using it to get to your soul, who you truly are, your happiness. Because you'll recuperate. And where is that? Hold on. Four of Swords. From the lessons of the ancestors, and be at peace. And now what's in your mind is the higher level knowledge of the higher ancestors, and that is what's going to lead you to your higher self, so that you can build structure in your life. And you can't build structure in your life with a weak mind. This requires, at the King of Swords, a strong mind with structure, knowing what's in it at all times and what you're doing with what's in your mind. Give me a second, y'all. Jesus. Next is the Mother of Baskets, the Queen of Cups. And behind this Queen of Cups is bingo. Like the bingo board. You know, like when grandma or auntie win at bingo, they grease your pockets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shani, you got a little $20. Look what comes after the Mother of Baskets, the 10 of Pentacles. The ancestors is trying to give you the goods. They're trying to give you what they won at when they played this game. Intuition is a must at the Page of Cups, this fish, in order to connect to that. A lot of your intuitive nudges are your ancestors. Like I mentioned in the beginning about when you have nudges to play the guitar or do this or that. Like, you know, I gave the example of one of my nudges was gardening. And you find out you have a gift. I'm good at it. This could be a legacy for my children to be able to grow their own food and take better care and sustain their family. Better care of their bodies. I mean, you grow your own food, money. I mean, it spreads. So, like in my ancestry, I tapped into, and this is also a part of my soul, being a high priestess. This is something I've done in other lifetimes, but I'm actually in a bloodline that has somebody that a couple. Spirit told me many. There was a sacred clowns, and that's one of the things that was given to me. You feel what I'm saying? And the more I tapped into my intuition and was able to follow it, swim with it, flow with it, I was able to move forward. And do things. Get to another destination. We got the Knight of Wands to the Tower. not knowing or tapping in to your ancestry really brings you the tower. It gives you an unstable foundation. Clarifying the tower, and this is all communication. This is all mind that's clarifying the tower. You got Gemini, the third house, all Mercury, and Virgo, all Mercury, all mind. And this is saying not using your mind properly and your intuition is what brings you the tower. Information to explain by making the right connections, the serving of others. Look, by tapping into your ancestors, you get the information to explain by making the right connection, by making the connection to the highest of them. You not only get to serve yourself, but serve others outside of yourself and serve others in your bloodline. Communication about the idea in question, the details of. You be able to talk to your ancestors, get answers about the questions that you have, and details when you're able to tap deeper into your intuition. Resulting from the fluctuations of get your ideas going, do what you must do. And Spirit is saying, yes, the mind fluctuates. Resulting, and this is in Gemini, resulting from the fluctuations of get your ideas going. It fluctuates, but you got to keep your eyes on the prize, the third house. How you're interacting with your mind, your choices, your communication, what you speak, all is spells. These are all come together as your idea of what your life is or should be. So that's why you got to control your mind. You don't want your life to be shit, but you always saying it's shit. At the third house, you speaking that on your life. And you speaking it because it's here. It's what you think of your life and yourself. Do what you must. And Virgo, do what you must do. Structure yourself. Structure your mind. Structuring your life and your habits. Feedback, because this is a computer processor. Feeds back into your mind. So just say your life is all disheveled. Just to say you got a dirty house. You making sure you have a clean house, having that structure will open the doors to other things. You got a clean house and and look, you might be already been an artist, but you haven't painted in a long time because I ain't got no space in my house. There's junk everywhere. You clean up your house and all of a sudden you hey, I got that passion again to do art. You feel what I'm saying? That's just an example. You got to do what you must do, and you got to control. Mind control is everything. Your life has to be structured. Because if you don't structure your life, that's what will be having you in the 5 of Cups. Feeling lost. Not knowing what to do. Well, if you structure your life, you know exactly what to do. Not having structure makes you sad. You'll find yourself involved in conflicts. Because if you got other shit to do, you wouldn't be doing this. For real. And I can attest to that on some of the deepest levels. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had spell work being sent to me. And I could have been paying attention to that hoe, but We not doing that. I don't have time for your bullshit, bruh. I'm trying to make my life better. I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to go. And if I'm constantly getting mad and fighting with you, throwing witchcraft, I'm wasting my motherfucking time. No, bitch. You can have that back. That's the dirty shit from your soul. But I'm activated. I got shit to do. Girl, bye. I got portals to get through. And I got all from the bottom to the top. I got to balance my chakras and shit. I got to get to other realities and realms. You think I got time for this? You think my ancestry got time to be battling with your dumb ass ancestry? No, I don't think so. I gotta protect my energy, my home, my bloodline. I got a lot of my own shadow work to do so I could cultivate here on earth. Learn how to love myself, love others, love what I'm creating. I gotta stand strong on that so I can sustain my energy and get to my nerve node. Bitch, fuck what you talking about. Especially of those of us who spent most of our lives like this. Now that I know what's up, you think I'm about to sit around and play with you? Look. On that dumb shit. Like, what would be the point of me going into spirituality, doing magic, trying to heal myself, all to use all the energy that I just got to fuck with you? Bruh. Look, I'm gonna get myself together. Because people legit be getting on my nerves. Like, they be getting on my nerves a lot. This one might be a little sensitive, but judgment, them bones. Spirit is saying you'd be shocked to find out what really went down in your ancestry. You'd be shocked. Excuse me. This part, for a lot of you, this is about the mother. And Spirit is saying that not only that this is about your mother, but the mothers, the women in your bloodline. Spirit is saying that across the world, the entire world, this that I'm about to explain to you guys is a huge, huge, huge problem in the ancestry, in the female lines. What happened to the mothers? It's like, the way it is on my board is like a what they call that? An epidemic? Not an epidemic. Is it an epidemic? Whatever. Like how the women in your bloodline, they're like, they never realize their power. They're like Cinderella, and they never found the slipper, and the pumpkin never turned into a carriage. A lot of the women in a lot of your bloodlines, and I've witnessed this in my bloodline, this is giving me Mother Bear. They had to stand alone. They had to provide alone. And this affected the generations. This here, how these cards are out, this is giving in the womb. Many of the women in your bloodline, like a lot of our bloodlines, was pregnant alone. And how they felt affected us in the womb, like they were raining down sadness and gloom to us in their womb. And we come in here like we're a soul with all its creativity and stuff, but before we're even born, we are covered. Our vessel, our genetics is programmed and covered with this sadness. And we come out with it being difficult for us to find this about ourselves. So many in our bloodlines, in your bloodlines, have come in like this, off balance, with only pieces of themselves because of this. Like the sadness that a lot of our mothers felt, and our mother's mother felt, like fragmented, like the information in the DNA. Because there was no man there to help her get over things. Like when things were blocked, there was no man to help with that and to protect her from that. And because there was no man, it was like, fuck! And a lot of the women, they weren't able to move. It got them stuck. This truth is extremely, here go the train again. And look at the train, it's extremely prevalent. A lot of the women in our bloodline could not move forward because of the relationships with your fathers or your ancestors, like your grandmother, your great-grandmother, the relationship with the men they were impregnated by. Look at this. Some of them hid. A lot of them fought and created toxic households. A lot of them didn't want to be bothered with that whole family thing. And because of this, it got passed down. And our childhoods got away from us. A lot of the fathers in our bloodlines they would rather live like the life of a cowboy and do what they wanted to do. Go out and play cowboys and Indians. A lot of those men were narcissists. They only thought about themselves. They only cared about themselves. They only, with the target, they only thought about what they wanted. This give me cowboys and Indians. They were extremely immature. We really give me a second, y'all. We really, really, really have to. I mean, this is for both women and men, but this is just something that's prevalent. It goes both ways, but Spirit is saying this is more men checking out of families is more prevalent than women checking out. Like, they'll be checked out, but they know they still got to do what they got to do. And some of our mothers, we can't stand them because of this energy. They are only tapping into the lowest vibration of their ancestors, so they were like a shitty ass mom. But anyway, we can't be just connecting with anybody, making babies with anybody. Spirit is saying they were extremely immature and narcissistic. Only thought about themselves and where they wanted to be in life. A lot of our fathers were criminals. Some of us in this current time have had babies with criminals, dudes that sell drugs and shit like that. These men, a lot of them were afraid. They found out, like, y'all was pregnant, your mama was pregnant, great grandma was pregnant. They were like, no. They was really not about it. They was really not about it. So they took what they could, and when babies came, they got ghosts. They were like, I got somebody else. Where's my next destination? This is literally the way this is on my board right now. Spirit is saying this is a problem around the world. And it needs to be fixed. It's in pieces. And that's why many bloodlines are stuck. They can't move on until they hit the target and learn certain lessons about this. And that will open the luck in your bloodline. Like, you have to hit the target. You got to fix it. You got to clean it up. And it's a lot to clean up. What is this mop gonna let? What is this little ass mop gonna do with a rainstorm in the ocean? There's basically Spirit is saying there's a lot of cleanup to do in the bloodlines, especially like with sadness and emotions, before a lot of us can move on. And this is big tire, little tire, you and your kids. Spirit said You gotta work your magic and clean up shit. Cause look at the forks and spoons all up in the air. You know why? Because you can't work your magic. You can't eat at a table where there's roaches, bruh. Look at it. Look. You can't eat up nowhere where there's no... Look. I'm not eating nowhere where there's just roaches crawling everywhere. You gotta work your magic. Get rid of the roaches in your bloodline so you can sit down and eat. Bruh. Ew. A lot of us, we want to walk away from that, our family. But we can't. I mean, we can. We cannot, like, we can rise above the fray. But no matter where we go, our family goes with us. You're connected. Here go the birthday cake again. Your vibration. Y'all better, you listen to this reading, you better to read that post. Your vibration, their vibration, and your vibrations are connected from birth. There is no walking away. There is no walking away from it. So Spirit is saying, yeah, your house is gloomy, but you need to turn your ass around. Turn your ass around and walk right back into that house. Walk right back into that house and heal your childhood. And how you grew up. That is what's going to get you moving. It's going to get you moving away from the darkest of your bloodline. Those who were tricked by the serpent. Those who didn't do their shadow work. And they created shadows. Those that damn near have lost their soul here. Everybody got some of them people in their bloodline. Some of us more than others. This battle has to be fought in order for movement. Spirit is not playing. We down. Finally, we at the center of the reading. Give me a second, y'all. Now we're at the center of the reading. Big Mama, the sun. Like, Spirit is saying, a lot of us, for it to be in this reading and at the collective, a lot of us don't know that we need to heal the feminine aspects of our bloodline, the Empress energy. The Empress feeds and supports everyone, and a lot of people wonder why they don't have no money. The Empress is the money. The Empress is the food. Big Mama. And like, what's that Tyler Perry movie? Is it Soul Food? Like, the matriarch really holds things together. It's the key. Spirit is saying, like, most of us should start at raising the vibration of our matriarchal line. And this goes for men too. Like, your mama probably ain't shit. You probably have problems with women. Healing your matriarchal line would be you healing the femininity inside of you and how you nurture and care for yourself, your children, and the woman that you're with. Because men, it's feminine and masculine. Women can be emperors because we have, like, that should be balanced. There's a mastery that happens. So it's because this is Big Mama, this is the sun energy, but this is inside of you, this feminine energy. And a lot of men that I just talked about are like that, raggedy and shit and narcissists, because their mother was not in a good space when they were born. Spirit wants y'all to know that a lot of women were destroyed by this. They got with men with the idea of love in mind. And the men they were with brought them death and the underworld. A lot of us had babies with people who eclipsed our energy with their shadow. Knowing this, for many of us, is how we're going to start the flame again. We have to stop this pattern, whether you're male or female. You got to stop this pattern within you. Like, for some of you men, the Empress energy is completely dead in y'all. Like, men out here not knowing how to cook. They don't want to do the nurturing things for their children. Like, that's your masculine and feminine energy for ultimate balance within ourselves. We should all possess the Emperor and Empress energy within us. And Spirit is saying the Empress energy is sick. We got to stop this pattern. This pattern of sadness when it comes to our feminine energy. And a lot of men, this is a topic that men aren't allowed to cry or they seem weak and all that. That's because this energy within them is fragmented. And it started when they were in the womb. Spirit is saying it is really... I was tripping. Hold on. I was screaming. I was screaming. Spirit, I was screaming. Spirit said it is time to heal the egg. It is time to heal this energy between the egg and the seed. Stop playing with me. To transform this shadow energy of the egg and the seed. Clarifying the seed is sexual assault, but not necessarily. Some of you could have been born from that. It happens. It happens. But this victim with this assault Um, Big Mama, she was going for love. And at the end of it, she realized that this guy never loved her. He just wanted a piece. And that makes her his victim. She felt like a victim. That she was only used for that. Under the seed, we got victim, we got house fire. This created anger within her. An anger of fire that she felt like she could not put out. And a lot of women these days, and I've seen this in my cards, that you think people, they happy being moms and stuff like that. Most people I have read, honestly, they do not like their kids at all. They want them to go the fuck away. Like legit. I don't really think I saw in the cards where, and you would look at on the outside like, oh, you're a good mother. But in the inside, that woman really wish she didn't have kids. I've seen it. That's actually something that I've seen more than anything in the cards. I did have one mother that admitted she would have rather not had her kids. She was like, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have any of them. But I do love them, and I'm going to take care of them, but I wish I would have done something different. I respected her for that. Because a lot of times when it comes up in the cards, they want to deny it. I'm like, look, don't argue with me. It's right here. Talk to the spirit about that, and they be quiet, and they let me do my reading. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, damn, do I really want to do personal readings? I love helping people, but on top of what comes out on the board and then doing personals, I feel like I might die. And so mothers end up feeling like servants. That they always got to cook and clean, take care of kids. When these cards came out like this, I was like, Spirit is not playing. That they don't have time for themselves. Their lives is over. They are a servant, indentured servant. They can't do nowhere. Like kids are karma. When really, it takes a village. Tribe, commune, like it takes a village to raise children. It takes support. And especially if you don't have a tribe, if you don't have a village, it at least takes the other person that you made the baby with, the seed. Like so many men have checked out, has literally what Spirit is saying. So many men have checked out that it literally has sent a virus through the feminine in our reality. The female energy is really ill right now. Look, we got, what was it on? It was on contagious illness, but look, we got genetic illness. We got infection. And this is the seed. Like, poof, like he lets out his seed. And a lot of men out here, it's not just the women. We're talking about how the seed of the man infects the women. And we both become infected. It's viruses. It's almost like the way it is here, it's almost telling me like demonic energy, their plan was to infect the male energy. That's why toxic masculinity, that was a demonic plan, Spirit is saying. To infect the man, so he then in turns infects the women, which then infects, puts viruses in the bloodlines. Wow. This was demonic energies' plan to take humanity off balance, to separate masculine and feminine. This is how the demonic energy is destroying us. Look, ain't this like a cell? Like, have you ever seen under, like, on those videos in a microscope where the needle goes into the cell or something like that? This is how the demonic energies infect the bloodlines. Destroy the bloodlines. Clarifying destroyer is the world, the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun again, the Cups, the King of Cups, and the Three of Swords. This is why this cycle has to be closed. Many women are just settling down with bum-ass dudes. Bums that want to take your power and make you jump through hoops for a little bit of love, or like making you jump through hoops and you don't get no love at all. We can't be out here as women. We can't be out here laying up with bums, because that means they are infected. We cannot let them in the womb. If we keep doing that, it's going to make our bloodlines go around in circles. We, as women, and this is not just for the women, if you a man, you got to make sure you're like this. You got to make sure you're not an infected bum. As women, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, we have to get together with strong masculine energy. Not clowns and immature. Like, why the fuck these grown-ass men on this play horse? Look, if you don't get your ass up off the horse and let the kids get on it, bitch, look. Strong energy, not clown energy. We can't be laying up with people who don't got no emotions for real. Glass chewers. Motherfuckers, that's crazy. Because that's how we become a target. And we be all heartbroken and we can't find our star energy because we've let a corrupted seed plant within us. You got a corrupted seed, you have a corrupted garden, you have a corrupted bloodline, you got GMO. You be like, Big Mama with this cornbread, she made this cornbread out of GMO corn. Bruh, look. Moving on. Because y'all know I'll be losing. I'll be cussing and carrying on because The death reverse, the ancestors. The ancestors are here to tell you they are not dead. The ancestry reverse are telling you they are not dead. Here, like, this is the second one. They keep tabs on you every day, especially if you're chosen in the bloodline. They are watching. And I seen this, like, one of my downloads, and it has been a download multiple times. Spirit shows me like souls watching this game from this reality from like in another reality, like a screen or something like that, like the Hunger Games. This place is the Hunger Games. I'm already about to lose it, and I'm not at the end of this reading. When the end of this reading came out, I was dying. But they are watching at all times. They're seeing if you are copying in their footsteps for bad or good. They protect you. And they try to lead you away from war. With Mars retrograde, impulsive, rage of anger, hostility, major blowouts, fights, and violence. They try to lead you away from this. Cedar, fresh woodsy smell, cleanse a new home of its old energies. They're trying to help you cleanse the bloodline by helping you navigate through your connections with others, causing chaos and fights in your love life. They are trying to navigate you through this because the love connection between the seed and the egg has been destroyed on this planet. That's depressing. Moving on. Okay, this is when I lost it. I was screaming. Oh, let me get this out. We got the Emperor. Sun was Big Mama. And now we got the Emperor, which is the father. This is John Horse. John Horse is a prominent figure in the Black Seminoles. He was a warrior, a diplomat, a freedom fighter who led his people to resist slavery and secure free homeland in Mexico. Warrior chief, interpreter, negotiator, and field officer. This is the type of man this is the type of relationships that need to come back. Big Mama with John Horse. For real, for real. Spirits say it is our job to bring this energy back to this planet. They are destroying it. Moving on. Clarifying. Excuse me. Clarifying John Horse is the Six of Pentacles. Like I said, this is who you should be exchanging with. John Horse needs to be exchanging with a big mama type, a high vibrational woman with the key on her neck, and big mama needs to be exchanging energy with this type, like a John Horse type, the Emperor. Even though this is the Sun. This is not the Empress, but this is the Empress and the Sun. Like a woman with strong energy and a man with strong energy. You should not be exchanging like sexual energy or energy with anyone at all if it's not like this, because you grow other seeds from this. This exchange matters. It brings balance to the darkness. It keeps the light and the dark in balance. It ends cycles of distress and allows people's souls to rest. Both at the Nine of Cups, both the men and women of this planet need to take care of their spiritual health so they could spiritually be connected again to the highest of them. Within, like these shells, they contain, there's something inside. There's something to eat. I don't eat none of this shit, but some people do. But there's something to eat from this. If your vibration is high, the shells, I'm going to say it again, of your ancestry, the files of your highest ancestry will open to you. You will progress a lot faster. You will be the Queen of Wands. Not only in your energy, but you will present yourself as such. Beautiful, royal. You will wear them. When you step into the room, people will feel them. Instead of, at the Five of Coins, the least energetic of your ancestors. You don't want the genetic poverty of your ancestry to be running up and down your chakra systems and radiating out energy. Because you attract that instead of attracting what the Queen of Wands would attract. The devil don't want you to know this. The devil energy wants the man and the woman to remain chained and attached to low vibrational energy. The devil energy wants to control the consciousness and the awareness of the importance of who you mate with. And what comes out of your womb. This is an earthly secret that the ancestors are revealing to you today. because this demonic energy be getting us to attach to lower vibrations, and then we birth a vessel, and the soul that is born into the vessel, it makes it even harder for them to rise above this devil energy, this master of illusions. Oh, I'm hungry, y'all. I lost it. Take this or leave it. I've seen this before. I'm going to put this down. Take it or leave it, but I really do think that another movie aside from The Matrix that is a documentary is The Hunger Games. We are up under some type of damn dome. Remember when Katniss shot the dome and it broke? Spirit is here to tell us, look, and I'm not going to argue flat earth, round earth. I don't give a fuck. Spirit tells me this is flat earth, and I see it in my mind's eye, and they have shown me on multiple occasions, and that's what the fuck it is. We are on a flat earth under a dome. This is the Hunger Games. They show me this place as the Hunger Games and a school. This place is the Hunger Games. I'm gonna just sit here for a second. It's the Ace of Swords. It's the truth. It's clarity. It's the Hunger Games. And Spirit is saying they are revealing this higher levels of consciousness because it's about time for the souls that can get out to get out of here, away from the serpent. Judgment has been called. I'm not here to put fear into people and say, oh, the world's going to be over till tomorrow. I mean, the world is going to be over tomorrow, but Spirit's saying the clock is ticking for this place to be rebooted, for the game to restart. And it's time for the souls that can make it up out of this bitch to get out. It's time to get the fuck out of here before this shit get destroyed and started again. This well, I was called to get the well. The well spiritually means to embrace the vast interconnectedness of the universe. Biblical wells symbolize repentance and divine intervention and God's protection. This message today is for the souls that are able to get this, and the souls that God wants to protect and to help them out of these Hunger Games. God is about to shake this shit up again. And these dumbass demons know it. And everything is ramped up. Lick! These demons got on their dunce hat because they stuck here and shit. But what they're trying to do, what Thanos, motherfuckers, this Thanos is trying to do, is they're trying to harvest as much energy as they can before God does this. And now this next card, before I even show y'all this next card, it comes with a story. So, the first time I seen this, I almost lost my mind. So Spirit was testing me. At my job, Spirit, all of a sudden, the people at my job, like Spirit, started to come to me. And it was a test because I wanted to step into this. I didn't really see it as that then. As I started it, I was like, okay, I get it. Spirit want me to do this. So there was a couple guys, like one, like an actual warrior spirit came to me from one. And and on my way home from work, this warrior spirit was in my car, like literally sitting next to me on my car. And this particular guy had let me see his chart, and the warrior spirit held this guy's chart in my mind's eye as I'm driving home. I'm crying. I'm looking at this, and this warrior spirit is talking to me. And tell me about this dude's whole life, right? And I'm like, you really want me to do this at work? Like I'm a crazy bitch or something? And they didn't answer that. It's our choice. So, the next day I went to work, it was on me heavy. I couldn't let it go. And I had to pull him to the side. I was like, look, I know this going to sound crazy to you, but after you let me see your chart, this warrior spirit came to me and literally told me your whole life. So I literally told this dude his whole life. He was looking at me like, how the fuck did you know that? His relationship between his mom, everything. So this particular card, before I put it up, this was another strong soul at the job. A warrior spirit didn't come to me for him, but it was his ancestors. He's the chosen in his ancestry line. And his grandfather actually was talking to me and telling me about him. The grandfather was telling me about him and his grandson. So while we at work, we joking, talking shit and everything like that. And I'm like, hey, your grandfather is talking to me about you. And, to do this work, you have to be able to stand 10 toes down and not let people laugh at you, whatever. And if they do, it's okay. They don't understand. So he was like, yeah, my grandfather. And I started talking and his face went white. Like, how do you know that about my grandfather? I was like, because he's right here telling me about you. Whatever. So this dude, I know he is a strong soul because my spirit team allowed his team to break through to me on my personal time. So on my way to the beach one day, his spirit team came to me and started talking to me. And I let them in and I was talking to them and I'm driving. And this download came so heavy. It was souls. They were like, go, go, go. They were screaming. Ah! And they was like afraid. Like, hold on get us out of here. 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 And the weight of all of those souls in this arena talking about get us out of here. Yo, I don't want to, like, my eyeliner running. I almost want to cry because I did. I might cry. I was like, God, why are you showing me this? I started losing it. Luckily, I was there. And where I was just going to go put my feet in the sand. But I often go hiking and running up up the mountain. And I had to do that. So I'm running. I'm like, God, help me. God, help me. God, help me. God, help me. I want to cry. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And it was, I needed to know why I was telling this man about his ancestors, but it was also a gift. Sometimes these gifts of information, they could be almost too much to handle. And literally, they had shown me his whole bloodline was like, you gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta get us out of here. Oh my God. This is what they talk about. When you cross that line in spirituality, it's a blessing and a curse. And I saw his bloodline betting everything on him. And I don't even know if I did them service of really getting to him, because he's not about this spiritual stuff. And his spirits came to me one time, I swear, it told me he listening to you. And that same day, I swear to God, he came to me, he was like, you know what you told me that other day? I did it. And I can kind of see what you're saying. And the spirits was watching him and telling me that everything that I told him wasn't completely in vain. But I know that he didn't get the real dire importance of what was on him. They had been waiting on a strong soul like him to get into the bloodline so they could be set free. Because they know it's time for this. And they want to get out of the game. And when I tell you the feeling that I had, they were betting everything on him. He is their Katniss. And every one of his ancestors in that arena, like, they had shown me, like, this arena, this is like a screen or something. Watching him fight, they bet everything on him. And if you're the chosen in your bloodline, if you are the warrior, if you are the emperor of your bloodline is betting everything on you for you to get them out of these Hunger Games, because judgment has been called. These demons know it's time to wrap shit up, and they're trying to harvest as much energy out of the souls as they can. I'm sorry for freaking out, but this shit is a lot. To be a real high priestess is a lot. To connect with God and your higher ancestors is a lot. So excuse my tears. I couldn't help it. Damn. All right. Next is the Six of Coins. I didn't even realize this. That this was, I didn't even see this when I pulled it the first time. Your ancestors are gambling on you. They're putting it all on you. Their bets are placed on you to get them out of this mess. At the Six of Coins. That's why they are exchanging with you the knowledge, the protection, so you can also help them. You are their luck and they are yours. It's time with the butterfly and the moth. It's time to transform and get out of the cocoon. Butterfly, emerging from a challenging phase to a higher state, letting go of burdens. The butterfly represents the soul's journey towards enlightenment and higher consciousness. The moth, despite being in the dark, the moth's attraction to the light signifies a yearning for knowledge, enlightenment, and spiritual growth. The moth is a reminder of the duality between physical and spiritual realms, or the struggle between desires and higher consciousness. Spirit is saying, some of us are lighter than others. But that's okay. Even if you're on the darker side, you can choose to go towards the light in order to transform. It doesn't matter if you're, the chosen. Some of y'all might be working with demons. I'm putting it on the table for you today. And Spirit has told me this because I questioned about gray witches. And I heard in my head, one day they'll have to choose. And that's okay. If your choice is to choose the demonic energies. But that don't matter. Despite being the moth, despite being in the dark, the moth attraction to the light signifies a learning for knowledge, enlightenment, and a spiritual growth. It don't matter. All you got to do is show, even if you're a dark person, radiate out to the universe that you want to make it to the light. And that's what the fuck you gonna do. The call will be heard because it's time. And y'all gotta know that this lizard and scorpion, these underworld energies, the demonic energies or whatever, they coming for you to eat. Again, it's saying they are trying to get as much energy as they can. They are trying to get as much energy as they can before the whale came reversed. I was screaming before God turns this bitch upside down. This is 2 different cards. Decks, it literally came like this. I was like, are y'all serious? I told y'all they're going to talk about the ancestors and they're going to send this reading straight to hell. Spirit is saying they trying to eat as much energy as they can, and they're trying to infect as many vessels as they can. Like this, that copycat energy, like get into people's skin and get into their vessels so they can get even more. They are trying to attack the wisest and the strongest souls. Before we can get away. And balance ourselves and rise above the fray. If you can do this, if you can learn from your ancestry, you will move quickly at the 8 of Wands. You will be recognized. You will be triumphant. You will win the Hunger Games. For you and yours at the 3 of Baskets. So that's what I have on my table. Let me get to the overall. Hold on, y'all. Oh shit, hold on. So for the overall. I was screaming. For the overall, Spirit is saying this message today. Look, is on some Noah shit. This is like Noah telling people like, hey, I'm building a raft because a raft. A boat. I'm building a boat because God is about to flood this shit. Look, they in the ark. In Noah's ark. The ark with this message is coming to pick you up and take you to safety. This is your Noah's Ark message. To clean things up. Clean up the shadow and balance the masculine and feminine energy. Balance it. Spirit is advising you to get on the boat. Get on the fucking boat. Don't just sit there with your bags. Get on the boat. Because your ancestors came here today and they spilled the tea. They poured out all that shit down your throat today. They said, drink it up. This is the tea. This is the Kool-Aid that you should be drinking. Because you can't be in this reality not knowing shit. It's a jungle out there. Like, you got to know what's around you. And to really tell y'all about the problems with the masculine and physical, and the masculine and feminine energy in this realm. The men are lacking emotion. They're pretending to have emotions. And the women inside, they might look pretty on the outside, but they are feeling ugly in the inside. And this has been passed down through the womb. And the unbalance matches. The ancestors are here to tell y'all what the problem was. Love combining with death. Spirit is saying, oh shit, I threw that over there. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. My bad, y'all. Spirit is saying, this message is here. This message is trying to get ahead of the war that's coming. Like, we're already in war, spiritual warfare, physical war, before it intensifies. Spirit is giving you messages to get ahead of that, so you can get to your north node, or on the path to your north node, before this happens. Spirit, the ancestors want to get you out of the illusion and on the right path. You're being sought out. Whenever time I see this reminds me of the Sentinels on the Matrix. And the Sentinels on the Matrix, I wrote it down, are squid-like machines designed to patrol the real world and eliminate human resistance. The machine's strategy is to maintain control over humanity and the Matrix. Like Chosen's in a bloodline, you are being sought out. They are looking for you. They are trying to get you. Blow your shit up before you get to your north node, before you achieve what you came here to do. Spirit is saying the knowledge that they are giving you, the knowledge in your bloodline, is what's going to guide you in the right direction. It's going to serve as a guide for all the souls. I won't say, because some souls are completely lost, but those souls who are wanting to find out who they are and where they need to go. Look in the background. Look. These are like, there's other souls behind this one. You're being led out of the fog to learn how to transform and learn from, like, this is the second card, I think, in this reading, with this snake, apple, the tree of good and evil type of representation, to get you out of the fog and where you belong, so you can remember who you are, and you can transform the energy and the lies of the serpent with the true knowledge. That's what I got on my table, so let's see what else Spirit wants to say. What we need to know? I need to go get in the sun. It's been raining today. But if it's a little sun out, I'm going to go to the beach. Because this is a bit much. What do we need to know? Definitely need a spiritual bath after this. Got me all in my feelings. Oh. We got the penguins. Damn. What else do we need to know? Wow. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh. Jesus. Give me a second. There's a lot of cards at the bottom. Spirit want me to take. Spirit is saying again that these demons, look, they still in the snow. They are leaving no stone unturned. They're trying to take everything. They're trying to take all your ancestral energy. They're trying to take everything before people realize the truth and try to cleanse their ancestry of them. This happens over and over again. They know it's time for everybody to wake up and to cleanse and to purify. They know the shift is here. They know they are not moving and they're going to be stuck in the lower levels. And then too, a lot of the energy that they have gained through this game, it's going to be taken back with this new awareness and consciousness of this current time. They want to remain in control of your bloodline. They do not want to be cleansed. And they going in double time on your ass, trying to get everything. They know, so you should know too. They are trying to keep your mind caged. They don't want your mind to be free. They want you to be a sheep and just to repeat what they want you to think what they want you to think. So that you don't get through that portal, that spiritual portal, in order to get away from them. So you don't get the key. So you don't get to the higher vibrations to even fight with them. To win over them. These things will follow you. Look at the portals. Like door through door. The files in your bloodline, they're trying to keep you from getting to the vibration, to the right key, to the right musical note, in order to open the portals within your bloodline. I'm not playing with you right now. They don't want you to rise in energy like the phoenix, so that all of the doors in your bloodline, the higher vibrational ones, don't open. Because if they open, you will defeat them. You will cleanse them. Spirit is coming to pick those souls up that can understand this and do the work. And then there'll be others that are going to be stuck in the lower dimensions. Like these people who get picked up before this shit goes to the crap, they are attached to spirit. They are attached to their soul and their intuition. What else? Anything else? Luck. Relief. Green. What do we need to know? Green. It's time to go. Home. Oh my God. Give me a second, y'all. Boundaries. Masculine energy. Give me a second. Wow. Spirit says, currently, with luck, there's something like the veil. There are new energies coming in that is giving those who can receive the messages coming through the veil being lifted. Those of us that can tap into that information that's been relayed down, it will give us relief on which direction to go so that we can get out of the dome and get to where we belong. Spirit says, now that we know men have been targeted as demonic vessels, that you need to have boundaries on toxic men look, this is like with the moon, like having relations with them, and the same things with women. You got to have boundaries on that, because with this moon, it literally affects consciousness and the consciousness of the souls being born into this realm. Like this spirit is saying, like if you go through history and you look at the history of men and all that type of stuff, and now they think they shouldn't cry or have the feminine aspects or be nurturing, that was a demonic plan. That was the demon's plans to make men like this, like aggressive. And it's like a virus, because now the women are like men and they aggressive too. Like the virus was spread through the seed, through soulmate type shit. And Spirit really wants y'all to know what this has done to the experience on the earth realm. It is your job to heal your ancestry, because it's time to go home. If this has helped you, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time.